The book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. I'm going to stop right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. So this is an actual depiction of Daniel, okay? But the book of Job applies to the story of Daniel in the lion's den. All right, all of us, have probably heard this account at some time, in our lives, man, about Daniel in the lion's den. But Job chapter 5 and verse 19 applies because that's exactly what happened with Daniel. He was in a situation that seemed impossible. But guess what? The Lord delivered him, man. And no evil touched him while he was in that lion's den. You see? The Lord preserved Daniel. And we pray that the Lord preserves us in the time that we're coming into, known as Jacob's trouble. The worst time this earth has ever seen. Because we're going to be likened unto Daniel in that lion's den, man. Those who believe in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. We're surrounded by enemies. Okay? Surrounded by predators that want to take us out. Okay? But the elect are going to be protected by Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Outside of those who are allotted to be martyrs for the testimony of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. But the book of Daniel chapter 6, we're going to get into that because it shows the saving power that Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai has. Okay? He has the power to preserve us from any enemy, known and unknown, you know what I mean? So this is where our faith has to be, turned up, man, especially in these times, man. We got to have that faith like Daniel and hope to be protected by our power, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So without further ado, let's get into the book of Daniel, the 6th chapter. All right, so here we have it pulled up in the Blue Letter Bible, and we'll start at verse 1. Now it says, it pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. Now, just to give a quick background of what's going on right here. All right, this is right after the Babylonian Empire collapsed. Okay, the Lord took down the Babylonian Empire and gave it to the Medes. Okay, and Darius was one of those kings of the Medes, man, the Medo-Persian Empire. All right. And Darius, that's not his name. Darius is just a title. Okay. It's a title of a ruler. And it really goes into the translation of Lord. All right. And Lord means, ruler pretty much. So without further ado, let's continue on. Verse 2, it says, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. So Daniel was set up to be a ruler underneath Darius, man. You see, and Daniel is a Hebrew, okay? You see, that shows you that, the Lord has certain men that shine bright, even in captivity, to the point where these heathen kings would favor us, man. All right? Now it says, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might have accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him. All right, the Lord had him shining, man. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm. All right, he had a high position. Okay, that reminds me of Joseph, in the house of Pharaoh too. All right, he was another example of an Israelite who was set in a high position in a heathen hierarchy. Verse 4, then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. So they were hating on Daniel, man. For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. You see, they were trying to find some dirt on Daniel, man. You see, because they were hating on him, man, because the Lord put an excellent spirit on Daniel. Okay, that's kind of like what's going on with us now. We're like Daniel, right? The hopeful elect. You got these 2/3, and then you have also, the heathen and the Edomites, you know what I'm saying, trying to come up with charges against us because we speak the truth, man. All right. And they hate on Israel, man. All the other nations, they hate on Israel, man. All they want to do is see us on the bottom. Same thing Daniel was going through. Okay. So they were trying to find something against him, and they couldn't find nothing. All right. Verse 5. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. All right. So you see these evil bastards. All right. They're trying to find a way to demonize Daniel. All right. And they found a way. And the way was to bring up charges against Daniel because of his, his reverence for Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, the power of Israel. Okay. And they're going to do the same thing with us, man. Persecution because of the testimony that we have, right? So continuing on, verse 6, it says, then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselor and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. So what happened was, all right, these hating bastards, all right, came up to the king and, proposed a law that should be made that anybody who, worships anybody except the king, then they should be cast into the lions den. They should be, brought up on charges, man. Okay, pretty much that's what's going on here. All right. So you pretty much be not allowed to pray to Yahweh Bashmi Awashai because that would be against the law. So they made a law to try to entrap Daniel. And they're gonna do the same thing with us, man. They're gonna make it illegal to come in the name of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. They're gonna deem it as being hate speech. All right, let's get a quick precept on that. All right, quick precept in the book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, woe, means destruction. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous, slakia. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees in their right grievousness, which they have prescribed. Now, that means destruction unto those who make unrighteous laws, man. And that's what they did in the account of Daniel, the 6th chapter. All right, the princes and the presidents that were under Daniel, they were hating on him, so they came up with an unrighteous law to try to entrap him and to criminalize him. All right. And people who do things like that are going to be destroyed. Verse 2, it says, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. You see, it's all, with a malicious intent, all right, to try to harm those who are upright in their spirit, man, such as Daniel and the hopeful elect, all right, today. So let's go back to Daniel, the 6th chapter. Okay, so yeah, it's not a new thing, man. There's nothing new under the sun. They've done it in times past. They made laws to try to come after those who believe in Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. They're going to make laws against those who believe in Yahweh Bashmi Awashai in this day and age. Just you watch. They're going to label it as hate speech, and they're going to try to put you in jail. And they will throw some of us in the prison for our testimony of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. But let's continue on, all right, because it goes on to show you how the Lord saved Daniel. But it says, in verse 8, now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. So they signed it in the law, all right, making it, an offense to worship Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. In verse 10, it says, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, all right, which is facing the east, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his power, as he did aforetime. So Daniel was praying facing towards the east. All right, that's what we're instructed to do, to face towards Jerusalem, because we're in the west. So Jerusalem will be faced toward the east. That's the ideal way to pray, okay, facing Jerusalem. And that's what Daniel did back then, okay. So verse 11, it says, then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his power. So they found him praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Verse 12. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. So they pretty much, snitched on Daniel, man. All right? Because they caught him praying. Verse 13. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. So they super snitching on Daniel, man. You see? And we're going to have people doing that, in this day and age, man. You're going to have family members trying to turn us in. You're going to have people who are scoffers who saw us out there prophesying. They're going to try to turn us in. They're going to have, money on our heads at some point, man. All right. When the persecution of the men of the Lord comes about in full strength, you're going to have people doing the same thing, man. Coming up against the prophets, trying to get us locked up, okay, or put to death. So it says here in verse 14, then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored to the going down of the sun to deliver him. So the king was out. He had it out for Daniel now. All right. Verse 15. Then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, now, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. So they threw Daniel. He ain't did nothing wrong. All right. But because he was praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, they threw him in the lion's den, man. They attempted to put him to death. All right. They threw him in a den full of lions. Now imagine you being in a room full of full-grown lions. You know what I'm saying? That's not no light shit. That's scary as I don't know what. Okay. All for serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This world hates the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and the men who serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They want to put us to death. All right. But continuing on, let's see. Verse 18. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. So, some time has passed, man, since they threw Daniel in there. And the king couldn't even sleep. Verse 20. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living power, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? So he was bothered by what he did, man. All right. He was convicted somewhat. All right. Verse 21. Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My power hath sent his angel and has shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. So Daniel, he knew what was going on. He knew the Lord sent an angel to protect him, man, to shut the mouths of the lions. Because in any other situation, all right, them lions would have devoured, somebody, man. But let's get a quick precept on that, how the Lord protects those who fear him. All right, here we have it right here. All right, the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 7. The angel of the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. And that's straight, to the point right there. Those who fear Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, all right, they have the angels encamped around about them, man, protecting them from evil. And the same thing happened in the case of Daniel in the lion's den. All right, the Lord shut the mouths by way of an angel. All right, he shut the mouths of the lions so that Daniel wouldn't be consumed, man. Because Daniel feared Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So that's a miracle, man. That's a miracle right there. So verse 23, it says, then was the king exceeding glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his power. All right, he believed in Yahweh Shai Shai, and that, pleased the Lord, man. You got to have faith in the Lord, you know what I mean? You got to fear him and also have faith in him. Hebrews 11:6 tells you without faith it's impossible to please him, and Daniel had faith, man. Okay. Verse 24, and the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives. Whoo! That's crazy. And the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces, wherever they came at the bottom of the den. Man, do you see what happened, man? The Lord flipped the tables in Daniel's favor. All right, giving glory unto his own name, man. You see? Those who came up against Daniel because he feared the Lord, the ones who came up against him, they ended up getting put to death by the lions. You see? The angel wasn't protecting those people, man. The angel wasn't protecting those accusers and their families. Because as soon as they hit the lions, then the lions, went to chomping on their ass, man. All right? Snapping bones and everything. Okay? Verse 25, then King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men tremble in fear before the power of Daniel. So he's talking about Yahweh Shai Shai. The Lord got glory in that day, man. For he is the living power, and steadfast forever, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and earth, who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. So the Lord Yahweh Shai Shai had mad favor upon Daniel, working miracles by way of Daniel. You know what I'm saying? Saving him from the teeth of hungry lions. And it's really all to give glory unto Yahweh Shai Shai, man. So even these heathens knew of the power in Israel. And they're going to see the power in Israel in these last days too, when the Lord does these great signs and wonders for his men in these last days, man. Lord willing, we be of that number. Okay, you're going to see things like this happen as time progresses, man. For those who truly fear Yahweh Shai Shai and believe in him. You see, the things are written aforetime for our learning, as it tells you in Romans 15:4. So this account of Daniel being saved from the mouth of hungry lions should be a lesson to all of us, man. All right. First, one thing I took from this is don't bow the knee to men. You see, because the decree was that Daniel shouldn't worship Yahweh Shai Shai, but Daniel, he didn't follow that law, man, because it was going against the laws of Yahweh Shai Shai. You see, we're supposed to follow the laws of the land to an extent, but if it goes against the laws that the Lord has given us, then, hey, man, we're supposed to just, disregard those, man, and keep following Yahweh Shai Shai, and look what happens. You see? Because they're going to make it a law for it to be illegal to preach in the name of Yahweh Shai Shai in these last days. They're already trying to censor us off the internet. You see? So, yeah, man, just to, want to do a lesson on this real quick, showing you that, the Lord can deliver you out of any situation, no matter how hopeless it might seem, man. No matter how scary it might seem to your flesh, man, the Lord has the power to deliver you out of any situation. So, yeah, man, I just want to do a quick lesson on that. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. A Kwam Yasharala and Abad Babal. Shalom.